Let's take a look at this problem. Jared and Tiana took out a 30-year mortgage. We have an APR, compounded monthly. Then after 11 years of payments, they decide to refinance with new terms. And then 8 more years after that, how much will they owe on their loan? So this is all a loan problem. So we have our loan formula here. You might know the version where it says P sub 0, and instead of N is K, instead of T it's capital N, but it's all meaning the same thing. In this case, the lowercase n is how many times a month the payment is made. In this case, I believe it's 12 for both of them. Monthly payment, monthly payment. So n will be 12. T is years. That will change from 11 years, 30 years, 25 years, 8 years. It just depends on the part of the problem we're working on. D is the monthly payment. We will probably have to find that. And A is the amount that you mortgage. So let's start off with the first part of our problem, and that is their initial loan. All right. So from the initial loan, so our first part of our problem, we can put the $322,000 in for A. We do not know the monthly payment. 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus the APR is 9.5, so that's 0.095 divided by, this is monthly payment, so 12, to the exponent negative 12 times, and this is a 30-year loan, so we put in 30. Close, divide by R over N, 0.095 divided by 12. Okay. Now we go to our calculator. What we'll be able to do is determine the monthly payment from this. And so this is our initial 30-year loan monthly payment. I'm going to work on the right side, everything besides the D. Because I have this formula, other books have an alternative formula. But this method works just fine if you only have this formula where A is solved for. All right, let's just continue on. Negative 12 times 30. And hopefully I'll be able to reuse some of these formulas that I'm typing in the later parts of the problem. So if we hit enter, this is the number that is multiplied by D. So we have 322,000 equals D times this. So to solve for D, we need to divide this into the 322,000. It's easiest done without rounding using the answer button on your calculator. If you had to store that value in your storage system, this calculator also has a store, then you could do it that way. But the answer button, if you have one, is a temporary storage for the last thing that you worked out. Here we go. Monthly payment. That is a big monthly payment. But 9.5% is a really high interest rate. So 2707.55. D equals 2707.55. All right, this is our monthly payment. Ouch. But that's okay. That's just what it is. And that still fits into this first category. So this is information from the first category. All right. Now, after they had made 11 years of the payments, they decided to refinance the loan. So we will have a different fact, a different set of information for our refinance. But we're not quite there yet. Is this red that I had? Yep. Okay. We're not quite there yet because when we go to the bank, we need to tell the bank how much we still owe. Of course, they would look that up, but we're being proactive on this problem. We can't ask the bank. So, after 11 years, there are still 19 years left So we actually still owe 19 years worth of payments at this $2,707.55. So to determine how much we still owe the bank, we can assume the same monthly payment, the same interest rate as the 30-year mortgage, the same 12 for monthly payments, but we let it go for the time remaining, the 19 years, and this formula will tell us how much we would pay off. So that's how much we still owe. So still within this phase of the problem, the after the 11 years, if we plug everything in, we get A equals, we have 2707.55. Hopefully you can't hear all that banging in the background. If you can, I apologize. I've got a contractor at home. Let's just type everything exactly the same that we had before, because we're still within the 30-year mortgage time frame. So we're still using the 30-year mortgage stats. Oh, except for not 30 here. So here's where we plug in 19. 19 years. If we continue to pay this monthly payment for 19 years, this formula will tell us how much money we would have paid off. So back to the calculator. Let's see if I can use some of the stuff that I had. Alright, so this is all the stuff that's here, except for I have to change the 30 to 19. Everything else should be the same because it's the same mortgage. So when I hit enter, this will get me the stuff on the right side of the $2,700. So let me multiply that by the 2707.55. Now pause the video if you need to retype all of this in. Make sure you get this result when you are done. This is how much you would pay off in the remaining 19 years. Therefore, this is how much you still owe after 11 years is done. So 285,353.79. 285,373.79. Let me double check that. 285,353.79. Okay. Didn't think I remembered it, right? There we go. This is how much we still owe. So, this now is the value that we need to refinance. We need to borrow this amount from the bank. So, when we go in for our second mortgage, we still owe this amount. So that's the amount we're going to borrow from the bank to pay off the original loan. And then we will have, how many, 25 years to pay that amount off. So when we plug stuff in for the second mortgage, we have some new numbers, including this new value for A. We went from $322,000 owed on the house to only $285,000. That was 11 years of payments. And so we have a new value for A. So we're going to the bank. This is how much we're now borrowing. We do not know the new monthly payment. We have a new interest rate. This is the reason we're refinancing, to lower our monthly payment. It's still monthly payment, so still 12. And we take out a 25-year loan. So we need to determine the amount, the monthly payment for a 25-year loan. All right, back to our calculator. This calculation will give us the monthly payment for our second our refinanced mortgage. So I'm going to work out everything on the left. Actually, let me pull back up all that coding. Some of you will be able to hit the up arrow button to pull back the stuff that you just did, but just for sake of time, this is now 40.7%. We're doing a 25-year mortgage, and I need to change this to 4.7 as well. This will be all the stuff on the right side of the D. There we go. And to solve for D, we need to divide this into the number on the left. Now we can do that again with the answer button. Now notice I'm not using the full value that the calculator is giving me for this A value, for example, because we're actually not borrowing 36/100ths of a penny. That doesn't make any sense. So we do have to round to real world dollars. So we round the D to real world dollars, or we round the A to real world dollars. Even though it's not giving us the absolute best result because of that, it's reality result, which is what we're trying to get to. So let me divide this by the answer that I had previous. This is our new monthly payment. Much lower. This is the reason you refinance. A lot of people refinance. So D equals 1618.66. All right. So for our refinance, we have new terms, we have a new balance we're borrowed from the bank, and we have a new monthly payment. Excellent. And then we want to know how much we owe to the bank after 8 years of this refinance loan. So after 8 years, it was a 25-year mortgage, we still have 17 years left. So we asked the formula, had we paid this monthly payment at the second mortgage 4.7% for the remaining 17 years, how much would we have paid off? And this will be how much we owe after the 8 years of making payments. Again, after 8 years, we will have 17 years left. And we're almost done. Let's go back to our calculator. So let's pull up our previous work. Are there any changes? The 25, we're down to 17 years left over. Same 4.7%, same monthly payments. So this is the stuff that's needing to be multiplied by the monthly payment. So let's multiply by the rounded real world monthly payment. And this is how much we would still owe to the bank. 227,102.40. So if we were like trying to refinance again, that's how much we would owe. This is a long problem. It's just one formula because it's a mortgage formula over and over and over. And it's really good to see how you can use this formula to determine how much is left, how much you still owe on a mortgage after so many years has passed. You just keep paying, virtually keep paying that payment for the remaining years, and it'll tell you how much you would have paid off, which is how much you owe. Okay, I hope this helps. I know this was a popular question that has been asked, so I wanted to take time to get this done. All right, thank you so much.